People been sending me emails about this while the show's been going on, and it's been going on for a while. So I got this like around an hour ago, but it seems like a lot of people are very happy about this. And if what I'm reading is correct, I'm gonna be one of those people. Say, man, you know what? Whatever you do, you can make this big transition. You can change everything. Just don't mess with dtmerch.com. Please don't change that classic black tee with the white logo. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I had to change it up a little bit. We got some more colors in there. As I said, we got that salmon belly. We got that. I think that's a little off black, kind of dark gray. That one's navy, and I don't know what the hell that one is. Green. With diarrhea green. But we got more shirts in there. The slides are coming very soon. And also, I hear say that there's a holiday design floating somewhere out there that'll be just in time for Christmas. Everybody knows that as great as the series Game of Thrones was, and as many chances as people gave this series, as much as people wanted to love it, almost, there's, some people still holding out saying, no, that finale was good, but most people, we're not gonna fool ourselves. We know that it was pure bullshit. And the thing that we said with Game of Thrones, and the reason why it was bullshit is because the creators, and let me see, and y'all know the creators' names, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss. People were saying they wanted to leave because they want to work on this big Star Wars project for Disney. And they just kind of rushed the whole last season. George R.R. Martin wasn't around anymore. They didn't have anybody to help them out. They were kind of tired of being on it. And admittedly, they said so. We'd rather be doing something else. And it showed in the final product. So with that kind of attitude, especially with what we saw with the last episode of Game of Thrones, which, look, I'm sorry, y'all, that was terrible. It's last season. There was some good episodes last season, but we were expecting it to lead somewhere. I'm sorry, but that last episode was terrible writing, and it's one of the worst finales in TV history, given the anticipation and the quality leading up to it. So it's not surprising and it's understandable why people would say, well, Star Wars hasn't exactly been at the top of his game either lately. But look, we don't really want these two guys on there. And if you've been saying that, it looks like you might have your wish. Star Wars setback. Game of Thrones duo David Benioff and D.B. Weiss exit trilogy. The duo, who in 2011 launched the singular screen sensation known as Game of Thrones, have walked away from their much publicized deal with Disney's Lucasfilm to launch a feature film trilogy in 2022. We love Star Wars, the pair said in a statement to Deadline. When George Lucas built it, he built us too. Getting to talk about Star Wars with him and the current Star Wars team was the thrill of a lifetime, and we will always be indebted to the saga that changed everything. It looks like that's not happening anymore. This is Kathleen Kennedy. She didn't close any doors on the two coming back. Maybe it says, David Benioff and Dan Weiss are incredible storytellers. We hope to include them in the journey forward when they are able to step away from their busy schedule to focus on Star Wars. So maybe they have something else going on. But even if that's the case, I know a lot of people are thinking, man, and I'm going to be fair, maybe given some time, and I don't know if you even care about any of this. I know you don't really care about Star Wars or anything, but you did see Game of Thrones. I want to ask Oz what he thinks about this, because my feeling is look, I'm not hating on these guys as much as other people are, but I will tell you that it's just way too soon coming off of Game of Thrones for these guys to do that. I mean, everybody feels like, and maybe you didn't, maybe you gave it y'all, but everybody feels that you came out of it with a lackadaisical attitude. People felt like you just weren't into it. You just weren't feeling it. And even given some of the other projects that you want to do, they had some things that were going on before even Star Wars was mentioned, or even before they were messing up on Game of Thrones. They were talking about doing a series, and I know you remember this, Oz. They were talking about doing a mini-series for HBO where it was going to be about what if the South had won the Civil War and slavery was still in existence. And people are like, nah, you don't need to do that shit. You remember this, Oz? Oh shit! I'm sorry. Say something. What's up?
No, I said that would have been hilarious. Not really. Stupidity.
Yeah, we don't
Stupidity the
need that
series, they would have
universe.
called it.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not. I tell you what it is. And again, I can't judge these guys. So I don't know what they'll do. I don't know what they would have done with this. But a lot of people. Let me just say this. I understand. A lot of people just feel like that they're not the creators, are the creative geniuses that people thought that they were at one time.
Oh, well, you know what? Creative wise, maybe they would have brought something to it that would have been different because maybe their hearts would have been into it, the Star Wars
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
But work ethic wise, they're a bunch of assholes because they didn't finish they didn't finish what they started with Game of Thrones. Their hearts weren't in it. They were looking to the other greener pastures, without finishing what was in front of them first. So I think when it's all said and done, the two go in hand, right? Your creativeness and your work ethic. If one of those are faulty, it's going to show in your work.
That's the thing that this new didn't satisfy me is that like looks like they're busy and they walked out of it. I wish Lucasfilm will tell them like, depending on the last season, how they fucked it up, we don't want to work with them anymore. That would satisfy me. It's like, yeah, bitches, you did that.
Well, if you look at the article right here, it says that it really doesn't have anything to do with Disney's lack of faith in their talent or not wanting them to come over because of the whole backlash with the Game of Thrones finale fiasco. It actually looks like it's about money due to this 9-figure deal over at Netflix, which I had heard about at one time. And so I guess that's taken a little bit longer than they thought it would, and they want to concentrate on that instead of rushing through another project, especially Star Wars, because they know if they do that, these fans will kill them if they pull that again. But even though that sounds like a reasonable explanation, I don't think it makes the viewers or the fans feel any better or change their mind about how they feel about these guys leaving the project, because when you think about it, they just rushed through Game of Thrones for nothing now. I mean, they could have had a whole other season to do this properly instead of rushing to get to a Star Wars project where the shit's not even happening now. And I think that makes people even more irritated about this perceived lack of work ethic for the last season of Game of Thrones. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, man, and this is a little petty on my part, but if you fuck up what people were considering until you just decided to you decided to just kind of take a nap on the last episode. I mean, the finale, you had a series, you had the ingredients to do something great. They were going to give you another season to build this up, but you decided to just say fuck it. And if that's your attitude, if you manage to go in and mess up one of the greatest shows of all time, you don't deserve Star Wars.
Man, you don't deserve nothing.
Work ethic,
actually.
man.
Yeah, you was short timing, and you really on the last episode you threw your hands up and said, "School's out." Then you don't deserve Star Wars, and I'm kind of glad that it's being taken away from you. Unless y'all say you just walked away, but if you walked away and people are saying happy to see it, don't come back for a while, then you guys brought that on yourselves. Y'all had a sorry-ass attitude with the last season. We can have a sorry-ass attitude about you being on Star Wars. Go work on your own shit. In fact, you know what? Learn how to write finales. Build up your skills. You know what you can do? Prove to people you give a shit. That's what you do. And then we'll trust you with other projects. Listen, I'm not hating on these guys, man. They gave us something very special. It up, but they gave us something very special and they gave us a lot of entertainment. Too bad it didn't end too well. I'm not in a position to judge these guys on how their talents are on future projects, but as far as the way they just kind of disappointed everybody and the impression that they left, I cannot blame people for not wanting them to touch that. And I can see why Disney would probably be doing what they're doing. Now, at the same time, I'll be more than happy to see what they're working on somewhere down the line. I would love to see what they do maybe on something of their own, where they're not doing something with someone else's highly cherished property. And there'll be some things, I'm sure there'll be some lessons learned from this experience before, which will probably make them a lot better on the next project that they work on.
Yeah, I'm really curious what would they work on next. and how it's gonna turn out. Are they gonna f it up like that last minute or not? Because I think that would be important for their career. The next thing they're gonna do.
Yeah. No, we'll see. We'll see.
And we don't need to explore what if the South won. We don't need to explore that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
We don't need that.
No. That's go back and think of something else on that. Now, can you imagine if they have that up? you know, the slavery is still around. Can you imagine they that show up? You know what I mean? How many black people be angry over that? Oh,
that would be too crazy. They thought that would be like in today's world, like in 2019.
You know what?
Or 18 or something.
And I will admit, it's probably something that could have been done. I know a lot of people hate to hear me say that, but it's probably something where it would have showed slavery today, and then it would have showed like maybe a revolt, addressed race issues, and black people would have been, it would have been a rebellion, and you would have been rooting for the slaves, and the villains would have been of course the white Americans, and I don't know. So I mean, I'm not saying it can't be done, but given what y'all did with Game of Thrones in that last show, no, don't do that shit.
Listen,
don't do that. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video. Since you're here, you might as well stay. So hit that subscribe button, get notifications, and remember to always go to our main site, doubletoasted.com. Why? Because over there, you'll find the long version of this video, uncensored, unedited, and there's many others like it. And also the live streams that we do almost every night of the week. Support us at our store, dtmerch.com. Buy some stuff. And remember, if nothing else, stay toasty.